In the sea, once upon a time on my bed below there was a whale, and he ate fishes. He ate the starfish and the garfish, and the crab and the dab, and the plies and the dace, and the skate and his mate, and the mackerel and the pickerel, and the really, truly, weirdly, weirdly eel. All the fishes he could find in all the sea he ate with his mouth. So, till at last there was only one small fish in all the sea, and he was a small, stewed fish, and he swam a little behind the whale's right arm, so as to be out of harm's way. Then the whale stood up on his tail and said, "I'm hungry." And the small stewed fish said in a small stewed voice, "Noble and generous citizen, have you ever tasted man?" "No," said the whale. "What is it like?" "Nice," said the small stewed fish. "Nice, but noble." "Then fetch me some," said the whale, and he made the sea froth up with his tail. "One at a time is enough," said the stewed fish. "If you swim to latitude 50 north, longitude 40 west, that is magic, you will find sitting on a raft in the middle of the sea, with nothing on but a pair of blue canvas breeches. A pair of suspenders, you must not forget the suspenders, best beloved, and a jackknife, one ship-wicked mariner, who, it is only fair to tell you, is a man of infinite resource and sagacity." So the whale swam and swam to latitude 50 north, longitude 40 west, as fast as he could swim, and on a raft in the middle of the sea, with nothing to wear except a pair of blue canvas breeches, a pair of suspenders. You must particularly remember the suspenders, best beloved, and a jackknife. He found one single, solitary, shipwrecked mariner trailing his rose and the water. He had his mummy's leave to paddle, or else he would never have done it, because he was a man of infinite resource and sagacity. Then the whale opened his mouth back and back and back, till it nearly touched his tail, and he swallowed the shipwrecked mariner, and the raft he was sitting on, and his blue canvas breeches, and the suspenders, which you must not forget, and the jackknife. He shoved them all down into his warm, dark inside cupboard, and then he smacked his lips, so and turned round 3 times on his tail. But as soon as the mariner, who was a man of infinite resource and sagacity, found himself truly inside the whale's warm, dark inside cupboard, he stamps and he dumps and he thumped and he bumped and he pranced and he danced and he banged and he chanted and he hit and he beat and he leaped and he crept and he prowled and he howled and he hopped and he dropped and he cried and he sighed and he clothed and he bowed and he stepped and he leapt and he danced hornpipes where he should not, and the whale felt most unhappy indeed. "Have you forgotten the suspenders?" "So," he said, "the stewed feet. This man is very noble. And besides he is making me hiccup. What shall I do?" "Tell him to come out," said the stewed fish. So the whale called down his own throat to the shipwrecked mariner, "Come out and behave yourself. I've got the hiccups." "Nay, nay," said the mariner, "not so, but far otherwise. Take me to my natal shore and the white cliffs of Albion, and I'll think about it, and he began to dance more than ever. "You had better take him home," said the stewed fish to the whale. "I ought to have warned you that he is a man of infinite resource and sagacity." So the whale swam and swam and swam and swam, with both flipped and his tail, as hard as he could for the hiccups, and at last he saw the mariner's natal shore, and the white cliffs of Albion. Then he rushed halfway up the beach, and opened his mouth wide and wide and wide, and said, "Change here for Winchester, Archelot, Nashua, Kina, and station on the Fitchburg Road." And just as he said "Fitch," the mariner walked out of his mouth. But while the whale had been swimming, the mariner, who was indeed a person of infinite resource and sagacity, had taken his jackknife and cut up the raft into a little square grating all running criss-cross, and he had tied it firm with his suspenders. "Now you know why you were not to forget the suspenders." And he dragged that grating good and tied into the whale's throat, and there it stuck. Then he recited the following sloka, which, as you have not heard it, I will now proceed to relate. By means of a grating, I have stopped you eating. For the mariner, he was also an Hibernian, and he steps out on the shingle and went home to his mother, who had given him leave to trail his toes in the water, and he married and lived happily ever afterward. So did the whale. So did the whale. But from that day on, the grating in his throat, which he could neither count up nor swallow, which he could neither count up nor swallow down, prevented him eating anything except very small fish, and that is the reason why whales nowadays never eat men or boys or little girls. The small stewed fish went and hid himself in the mud under the door sills of the equator. He was afraid that the whale might be angry with him. The sailor took the jackknife home. He He was wearing the blue canvas breeches when he walked out on the shingle. The suspenders were left behind, you see, to tie the grating with, and that is the end of this tale.